Hey everyone, Final here. Today, I'll be going over my quick and easy Black Templars paint scheme using this Emperor's Champion. I started off priming everything with Mechanicus Standard Grey, and of course I'll be using sub-assemblies with the head and backpack separate. Starting off, I put on a base layer of Corvus Black. I've seen a lot of other people use Black Templar contrast paint, but I've never had very much luck with contrast paints over power armor. I also didn't use Abaddon Black because I wanted a base layer that I could shade. Anyway, Corvus Black is pretty thin, so I'll probably put on 2 or 3 layers. Once I'm happy with the coverage, I'll do an all-over wash using Nuln Oil. That'll probably take half an hour or so to dry, so I'll come back to it in a few. Even though the Corvus Black is pretty dark, the Nuln Oil still left some tide marks on the armor. In order to fix that, I'll be doing a dry brush using Corvus Black with a pretty heavy application. My goal is to basically restore the Corvus Black armor, but avoid the recesses that are darkened now by the Nuln Oil. Once the armor is fixed up, I'll be doing a light dry brush using Eshin Grey. I'll just be aiming for the raised edges with this one. Next up, I'll be using Xandri Dust on the Tabard. I'm going with an overall darker scheme for my Black Templar, but if you want something lighter, you could go with Rakarth Flesh. After a few layers of that, I'll be washing the cloth with Seraphim Sepia, thinned down with Lamian Medium, about 2 to 1. The Seraphim Sepia by itself would be a bit too dirty looking. After letting the wash dry for a bit, I'll be doing a light dry brush using Ushapti Bone, aiming only for the raised edges in the tabard. Be careful about hitting that armor. There we go, looking good. Now for the Pauldrons, I had a bit of trouble with these. I went with the Grey Seer base, and I tried a couple of different washes on this, but in the end I didn't like any of them, so I'm leaving the Grey Seer by itself. After finishing with the Grey Seer, I'll go back in with Corvus Black and fix up that chapter symbol. That'll be it for the Pauldrons for now, we'll come back to them later. I'm going to quickly detour to the helmet. I'll be using Stormhost Silver for the eye lenses, so I'll give it about 15 minutes before going in with Spirit Stone Red. After that, Corvus Black and Eshin Grey to touch up the helmet. I'll be working on the leather using Rhinox Hide. That'll be going on the gun holster, the belt, and these straps on the armor. Once I'm done with that, I'll be washing the Rhinox Hide with Agrax Earthshade, followed by a dry brush using Gorthor Brown. After the wash is dry, of course. Sticking with the accessories, I'll move on to the Crusade Seals and use Corn Red. The Corn Red will also be going on the tilting shield and the sword handle. Just note, for the tilting shield, I'm being lazy and painting the whole thing in Corn Red. If you want to freehand something on there, you can use Grey Seer to do so. Next up, our old friend Nuln Oil will be washing the sword handle and the Crusade Seals. And once that's dry, I'll be doing a dry brush using Bozdaka Red, again being careful of the armor. Moving on to the lantern, I'll be using White Scar. Any bright white would work, like Proakrill's Titanium White. Once it's done, I'll go in with Iyanden Yellow, aiming to have it pool a bit. While that's drying, I'll move on to the sword blade. I'll be using Iron Warriors for the blade. It's quite a bit darker than Leadbelcher, and I think it'll look good. After I let the Iron Warriors dry, I'll wash the blade with Nuln Oil. It'll look really nice once it pools inside the inscription. After waiting on the Nuln Oil for a bit, I'll be dry brushing the blade with Leadbelcher. That'll restore some of the overall shine, but still keep it a dark sword. Alright, so far so good, but let's add some more color. I'll be using Runelord Brass for the sword handle, the Pauldrons, and the Laurel Wreath. Runelord Brass is very finicky, so I want to give it a few minutes between each coat, and I'll be aiming to have multiple coats. I'll then wash the Runelord Brass with Agrax Earthshade. Once the wash is dry, I'll be doing a dry brush using Canoptic alloy. That'll give the Runelore brass a nice shine. Let's finish up those metallics. I'll start off with Iron Hand Steel, which is quite a bit brighter than the Iron Warriors, and will give it a nice contrast. The Iron Hand Steel is followed by a wash of Nuln Oil. And then, a Stormhost Silver dry brush. Now besides the sword, the gunmetal is nice and shiny. And look at that, we're done painting the main model. All that's really left is the tactical rock. I'll be using the standard Mechanicus Standard Grey, Agrax Earthshade, Dawnstone dry brush, and Administratum Grey highlight. That will finish off the rock, and now I can wrap it all up with assembly and basing. And here we are, one Emperor's Champion from the Black Templars. The first of hopefully many. I hope you enjoyed this quick and easy painting tutorial. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video.